The Cologne Cathedral, a symbol of Christianity's influence through the ages. Today, it's the most visited destination in Germany. Every corner of the massive sanctuary is illuminated by colorful sunlight pouring through stained glass windows. But this megastructure's story begins centuries ago along the shores of the River Rhine. The Archbishop of Cologne envisioned a new cathedral worthy of housing the remains of the three wise men, and so the cornerstone was laid in 1248. Master architect Gerhard set out to construct a high cathedral to dwarf those in France. Work pushed on until the 16th century. Money ran out. So did interest in the project. For 300 years, the Kölner Dome, as it's known locally, stood frozen in time. 1794 began a dark period in the cathedral's history. French revolutionaries occupied the house of worship, turning it into a stable and prison camp. Now in a state of disarray, work resumed in 1842 with funding from the King of Prussia and the citizens of Cologne. With the passing of 6 centuries, a spectacular feat, both towers were finally completed in 1880. Later, World War II again threatened the architectural masterpiece and its priceless treasures. The Allies saw Cologne as a valuable target. Its destruction might be enough to cripple Germany. A barrage of bombs dropped from hundreds of planes left the city in ruins. Rising through the ashes, the Gothic cathedral had somehow survived the shelling. Now restored, this house of worship is an impressive edifice by modern standards. Amid fountains and flying buttresses, twin spires seem to stretch effortlessly toward the heavens. Topping out 516 feet above the nave, it was the tallest building on Earth until the Washington Monument was finished in 1884. Breathtaking panoramic views of the city come as a reward for climbing the South Tower's 533 steps. Of the 8 bells, St. Peter's Bell has clout. At just under 53,000 pounds, it's the largest freely swinging church bell in the world. Inside, medieval art, the oldest surviving large crucifix, and the Shrine of the Magi. Preserving these priceless treasures is a never-ending job. Scaffolding cradles the soot-covered sandstone facade, while 20,000 visitors pass through the main portal daily. Each soul spending a few moments in a spiritual setting, contemplating creation. Lane Luckie, East Texas News Weekend.
That is absolutely a stunning building inside and out, and a fantastic history as well.
Absolutely, and I apologize, it's a little windy here, so let me know if it gets to the point where you can't hear. I'm going around the backside of the church here. There's a constant process of restoration and renovation, and you can see here they have scaffolding all along the outside of the church, and by the time they finish one project, they're starting on another. So the largest diocese in all of Germany is Cologne, and there's been a lot of controversy here because of the abuse scandal in recent years, and of course some statements that have been made by the German bishops have certainly caught the attention of other bishops in the United States. But the reason I said that the church is in crisis here is because in the last year, Germany has gone from being 26% Catholic to 24%. So in a country of 80 million people, they've lost more than 500,000 people leaving the church in the last year. And it's not just limited to the Catholic Church. They're seeing the same kind of exodus, so to speak, in the Protestant denominations as well. But the numbers we do have are directly from the church. And the surveys and research that have been done lead us to believe that the reason people are leaving the church in such great numbers have to do with a church tax. So instead of passing a plate around on Sunday or a collection basket for tithing, here in Germany, the federal government charges 8 or 9% income tax, or from your income, if you are affiliated with a church, and it collects it for the churches and then gives it to the churches. Catholic Church, Protestant denominations all participate in this. Jewish churches, the synagogues, as well as Muslims, all utilize this setup, which has been done since the 1800s. But it's very difficult to get out of this. You would have to disaffiliate from your church. You'd have to excommunicate yourself in order to stop paying the so-called church tax if you wanted to give less, or maybe you were going through hard times and decided to adjust what you were tithing to your church. And so a lot of the research has shown that that's one of the big reasons. The other reason having to do with the handling of the abuse scandal in recent years here in Germany. But I'd encourage you to go to kltv.com or ktre.com and check out our In Focus page, and you can see my detailed report specifically on the warning issued by Bishop Joseph Strickland of the Diocese of Tyler about the upcoming Synod on Synodality and some of the things that have been voted on, controversial topics, including women deacons, the inclusion of LGBTQ people within the Catholic Church, and whether or not they should receive communion. And just some of the authority and structure. But Bishop Strickland says that they're trying to answer questions about the Catholic faith that have already been answered, and that there are some that want to change things that are unchangeable. And so he's issued this warning through a series of pastoral letters in the past month to the 120,000 Catholics in East Texas, asking them to watch this process very closely and to do their part in praying for those involved, and for the protection of the church. So a big detailed story on our website that you can check out, and also see our report from this morning. And very briefly, before I let you go, just to get an idea of what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week, I'm going to try and check in with you guys on East Texas Now. Each day through Saturday, we'll have a live report on Good Morning East Texas each day, but we're going to look at different topics this week that really delve into those ties between East Texas and Germany. High-speed rail is certainly a big topic right now in politics across the state, and we're going to take you on a high-speed train tomorrow and show you what a completed project looks like, because right now we're only in the idea stages. We're going to talk sports and an NFL game with a famous East Texan being played here in Germany in just another month or two. We're going to look at Oktoberfest and where you can go to celebrate without making it all the way here to Germany. So we're going to show you some of the traditions of Oktoberfest, but also give you a preview of what to expect in East Texas. And there's also one of the most beloved cities in East Texas for its architecture, its quaint, shops and downtown area. It was actually completely designed by a German immigrant to Nacogdoches in the 1800s. So we've got plenty to talk about this week, and I'm looking forward to checking in with you guys back here on East Texas Now.
As are we, Lane. Thanks so much again for your time this morning. Please enjoy your time there. Be safe, and we'll talk to you very, very soon.
Jeremy, thanks.
Thank you.